Two Capitol police officers who were on duty on January 6th during the insurrection are now suing former President Donald Trump for inflaming, encouraging, inciting, directing, and aiding and abetting the individuals who stormed the Capitol, causing both physical and emotional damage to these two police officers. So, earlier this week, talked about the fact that Donald Trump was the defendant in 29 lawsuits. This would make him the defendant now in 30 different lawsuits. And of course, one of the other lawsuits that Donald Trump is a defendant in is the one being brought by members of Congress against him for allegedly inciting this riot, violating the what's called the KKK Act. And this is to a degree an extension of that, except more on the civil side, because these individuals are actually seeking damages. They're seeking compensatory damages from the former president of the United States. Now, I've said already in videos past that the lawsuit with the KKK Act, even though it's obvious that yes, the president did this, it's very difficult to prove that he did. And I know that sounds weird, but trust me, in a court of law, it would be very difficult to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Donald Trump did incite this in terms of charging him for violating that law. However, the bar is a little lower in civil lawsuits like this one. Think of O.J. Simpson, right? Couldn't get him for murder in criminal court, but they basically got him for murder in civil court. You know, that's what led to all of his other problems, his financial problems, and then his later legal problems, trying to resolve his financial problems. And it's similar here. The burden of proof is a little bit lower because you're not trying to prove criminal activity. You're just trying to prove responsibility. And therefore, Donald Trump's words, not just at that Stop the Steal rally on January 6th, but his words and actions before and after that event are evidence. Everything. Absolutely everything the man has said, everything he said about the election being stolen, every lie that he spread about Joe Biden not being legitimately elected, all of that would be admissible evidence in this civil case. And that is why this one has a very high probability of being successful. Now, because we're dealing with a former president of the United States being sued in civil court, it's going to reduce, unfortunately, the probability of success. Now, if this was just a regular civil suit against, your average everyday American, I would think that it would be, probably a 90, maybe 85% chance of success. Because you're going against a former president, I'm going to drop the odds of success down to about 55 to 60%. Now, that may seem low, but trust me, that's still pretty good for what these officers are doing. Unfortunately, however, even if they are successful in their lawsuit, this would actually have no bearing on that other KKK Act lawsuit. So it's unlikely that there would be any kind of overlap between the two, unless, of course, the president is found guilty or liable in the first lawsuit. Then absolutely, this second lawsuit by the officers would chances of success skyrocket at that point. It's all a wait and see. Let's see which one goes to court first. But I do wish these officers luck in their lawsuit. And based on what we've read so far, I think they've got a pretty solid case.